Hi there and welcome to Planet Zoo. Today I'm going to show you how to get started and make easy money in the franchise mode. Now, getting started is tough. You're thrown in at the deep end with a completely empty zoo, as we have here, and 40,000 in cash. That money doesn't spread very far, and it's definitely not enough to make a big, sprawling zoo from the get-go. You need a healthy cash flow to support that kind of infrastructure, and to get that, you have to be ruthless at the beginning, starting only with the bare essentials and taking it very slow. Just one or two mistakes early on, spiralling costs can get out of control quickly. I know this because I've been through it. I've tried a variety of options to start up my zoo, and a lot of those have failed. It's only through making a lot of mistakes I've come up with a strategy that actually works. Now, I don't doubt this is probably not the only way that you can make a profit early on. I'm sure there's lots of different strategies that will work, but this is the one I found that works best for me, with the least hassle and guarantees a good cash flow quickly. So let's get started. First off, we need to set up basic infrastructure, so that's your staff buildings and path structure. You want to keep this small to keep running costs as low as possible. You need a vet, a keeper and a mechanic to start off with. I'll skip ahead laying all that out and cut back when it's set up. Okay, so here I've set up the basic staff zone comprising the quarantine building, vet clinic, trade centre, research centre, keeper's huts, workshop and staff room. I've set up 2 keeper's huts since I may need another one when we get into gameplay. I've used the basic buildings as they're cheaper and added some decoration around the building shells because, well, it just looks a lot nicer. I've also outlined the skeleton of the path we'll be using going forward. I like to keep this symmetrical at this early stage for making money purposes. It looks boring as hell, but it's really efficient. Staff can get directly to where the animals will be kept quickly, and we want every process to be carried out as quickly as possible. Right, so on to our first habitat. Our first animals are going to be the Aldabra giant tortoise. There's a reason for that. Our first animals need to be something cheap, easy to maintain, but not take up a lot of room, and also a crowd pleaser, and these fit the bill quite nicely. I'll go ahead and set up this habitat for them and cut back when that's set up. Okay, I'm back and I've set up the habitat for the tortoises. I've put in this little shelter for them. And it's meeting all the needs that they need, so if we click on that there. All the needs apart from enrichment. Now, enrichment is something that we really need to take care of, and we do that through the research, so that is something we need to mainline straight away. I've also got some of the staff in, so I've got a keeper, a vet and a mechanic that are just going about their business now. So we've got this going, and the first thing we need to do to earn money is put down the donation boxes, because that is where you earn the bulk of your money. So if you go into facilities and into the guest facilities and just check where people are standing and then place a load of boxes around where people are standing, because that's where it's most important. There we go. So now they will donate money as well as pay the entrance fee. Now, something else we can do on here to make more money is to change the entrance fee. So if we click on there, at the moment we're charging $3 and $3. So if we ramp that up to say $5, they should start coming through. These guys are having a bit of a problem getting out, I guess. Now just wait for them to come through, because they will complain if they can't get in. So that's fine for now. And when we make another exhibit, we'll move up in cost as well. Okay, so first exhibit is now up and running. The first thing we need to do now is to get some research going in the research centre, which the vet will do, because that will get that enrichment up. So if we click on them again, you can see their enrichment is quite low. And if we check down there, they've got no food enrichment, no toy enrichment, because at this stage in the game, we haven't unlocked it. If we go into habitat, because that's where that will live, so that's looking at food. But if we look at feeding stations and, look at enrichment, there's nothing available because you have to research it. So the first thing we need to do is to click on here and get the vet looking at research. So let's go into research centre, and if you drag that over, she will start researching and as that moves around there, it will unlock items that the tortoises can use to be enriched. So basically now we just have to let that run for a while. I'll skip ahead and cut back when that's done. Okay, so as you can see, I've left the game running for quite a while, and we have completed all research on the tortoises. So when I look in the research centre building, go to view research, the tortoises are now completely done with all their research. So that means we can up their welfare by putting in some enrichment items. So to do that, I need to go into habitat. Yeah, it is habitat. And select a filter by not by property, by species. So giant tortoise. Now this is all the stuff that they can have in their enclosure now. So adding these items will just bring their healthcare up. So give them a beach ball, give them a spring. Now, if we look on these little guys, so 94% welfare. So basically that's the key to making money quickly at the start of franchise mode. If we take a look at the finances screen, you can see we're over 8,000 in profit, and as the animals reproduce, that'll go up even more. If you look here, the bulk of that profit is coming from donations. Now, for guests to donate more, you need the animal's welfare to be high, and for that to get high, you have to mainline research on it, which the vet carries out along with their other duties. This is why keeping the zoo very small at the beginning is very important. If the vet is too stretched, they won't research, and all the time you have your animals in here at less than max research, they're not earning you the top donations. I'm comfortable with the level of income that we've got coming in now, that we can afford another habitat at this point. So I'll repeat this process to put in another animal here, which will generate even more profit. The tortoises we have here will also start breeding, with the babies generating even more donations. When they start having offspring, you can also start trading animals in the trading tab, which will generate a separate source of income. The important thing to remember at this early stage is to only add animals that are easy to look after and don't have really complex living conditions or those that need a lot of space. The bigger the footprint at this stage, the more time your vet will take carrying out the crucial research. Keep it simple until you have enough of an income buffer that you can hire multiple vets and still be in profit. Work up to the bigger animals slowly. Oh, one final point. Don't worry about placing food and drink vendors or toilets down at this stage. With only 2 enclosures, guests will be coming and going from the zoo at a pretty rapid pace. They rarely use vendors at all. When I tested this out in a previous playthrough, I sold basically 1 burger in a year, no drinks, and nobody used the bathroom at all. Those facilities will eat right through your profit margin. I would say hold back on those things until you've got at least 7 or 8 enclosures. So, I hope this guide has been useful. If it has, or even if you disagree, feel free to leave a comment. Any feedback is always appreciated. Cheers for watching, bye for now.